That was literally
Now
the
canon.
one thing I did not like about that movie.
Why? Why is that the one thing?
How is that the one
There's
thing?
all the things.
of the Mario Brothers movie?
Thank God you're here. I mean,
What do you mean?
you're a plumber, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, and I know exactly what to do. Mario, Scabelli's flooding the site.
We need your help.
Scabelli. Strap your boat on, kid. We're going in.
Welcome to the iKnowBadeaux Podcast.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the iKnowBadeaux Podcast, coming at you from the Play and Trade Studios. My name is Mayor David Badeaux, the City Brainer. With me, as always, is my brother,
It's me, Mario.
Gabriel Johnson. I see you decked out.
Look at me. We're the hockey players now.
USA. Hockey.
Don't stop believing.
Don't stop.
Win both gold medals,
Both.
both games over Canada,
Yep.
both in overtime.
And my favorite part is listening to Canada whine about why 3-on-3 at the end of the game is not real hockey.
Yeah, they could have scored when they had 5-on-3 in the third period. They just didn't.
I am a believer that, and it's the same thing I felt about like the NFL when people used to bitch about the overtime rules in the NFL, right? These are the rules. We have agreed to the rules before we started playing. If you didn't agree to those rules, let's change the rules before we play, right?
And they won in overtime in the semis.
Of course you did.
They weren't complaining then.
No, of course you weren't. It was hockey then. Anyways.
You Canada.
I was hoping you'd say it, not me, but yes.
You ain't my buddy, guy.
Hey, Jesse from Play and Trade. How are you?
Great.
So your suspension has not been lifted yet. Your paperwork has been filed. It has been received. What we like to do during the review process is allow you to participate as though nothing has happened. However, it's looming over your head.
Panda watch. The mood is tense.
Huh.
You're not doing yourself any favors.
I was going to say, didn't help yourself there. Hey, it's movie time, folks.
Ooh.
And now we're pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
Let's go.
So we were talking about doing the Mario Brothers movie for a very long time.
Yes.
Unapologetically, iKnowBadeaux Podcast stance. Great movie.
Good.
Maybe not great. Acceptable.
Good, great, grand, wonderful.
Acceptable. Movie of our childhood. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Scott, you're a fan?
Yes.
Jesse, huge fan.
Big time.
Big time. Gabriel, had
Consumed
not.
it for the first time yesterday and the second time today.
So this is what I love about Gabriel Johnson.
Have watched.
Fresh eyes. Fresh eyes in the year 2026 on the movie. I am a fan of the movie in that it is a piece of our childhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
things,
very unique.
it's super unique.
Well, they didn't read the source material.
Well, we'll get to that. So this, folks, is an episode in which we're going to not just talk about the movie and what we like about the movie and some of the things that came from it, but really we want to dive into what happened. How did this movie get made the way that it got made? How did it get released the way that it got released? And why is it what it is? I think it is fair to call this movie a flop.
Yeah.
It lost money.
Yes. It technically was a big flop. Yes.
Well, a lot of times, though, you hear people say, oh, it's a box office flop, and it still makes money.
Mhm.
You know, Waterworld, we've talked
Right.
about that. You still made money. You just,
Mall rats. You make the
Yeah.
money on the DVDs and
yeah,
whatnot.
you still made money. And I'm sure they've maybe made money back at some point because it's hard to get your hands on this as well. That's the other thing.
Mhm.
However, this was officially the first video game movie.
Right.
Okay, movie based off a video game. Let's say that.
Right.
Loosely
The
for-
wizard is
Yeah.
close.
Well, there were other war
yeah,
games and stuff like that where video games were involved in the plot.
Sure.
But this is the first one where it's like we've taken a property, we're using the name of that property,
And mangled about it.
and then we've decided to, I don't know, throw it out the window and not do anything from it. But let's take a trip back. Let's look at where we were in terms of just the movie industry at this point. This is 1993.
Mm-hmm.
We have had Batman 89.
Yeah.
We have had, and I would argue Dick Tracy
Yeah.
is a big part of this story as well. And
Rocketeer
then
Dick Tracy. They did.
and then the Ninja Turtles movie,
Yeah.
which is 1991.
Yep. And I would add Home Alone. It's like the studios
Sure.
were figuring out, like, hey, let's
Sure.
get the kids into
Sure.
the theaters and we will make money.
Why the hell you dressed like a chicken?
Jesse, give me your quick thoughts on this before we get ramped up too quickly.
This movie was a production nightmare.
Yes.
I don't even know how to start describing how many directors and different writers and stuff tried to make this happen. Even people from Nintendo themselves were controlling the moves in how this movie got made.
Well, I thought that was the craziest thing to me out of all of it was I would have thought, Nintendo would have been more protective of their property.
Uh-huh.
And because this is their prime property.
Right.
And they weren't. They were pretty hands off, at least at the initial stages of, go make a movie. We don't make movies.
Uh-huh.
Go make a movie.
Yeah, we're not a movie company.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
here's-
know how to make movies.
Here's the character and the things that happen.
Yeah.
Make a movie.
Yeah, go do it.
Here's their outfits. They can wear them like an hour and a half into the movie if you want.
I think we'll get to that because that's a great part. But my sons, through the entire movie, were the most concerned and bothered with the fact that they were wearing the wrong colors.
Yep.
Until they get their outfits at the end.
Yeah.
Rowan was very concerned. My 8-year-old son was wildly concerned. Mario is not green. Mario is red. And then when he shows up and he's in yellow, I think the kid's mind almost exploded.
Is this Wario?
What are we doing? What are we doing? He's not, so we've changed outfits, but he's still not the right color.
Mario, look! You look terrible!
You don't look so good yourself.
This is a strange decision.
Very strange decision. Well, one of many strange decisions. So let's go back. Let's go just straight to the industry itself. Batman 89, I think, has a huge effect on this. It really changes what we're looking at in terms of what are people consuming. You know, because if you think of the Batman property, yes, there were darker Batman stories that were starting to come out in terms of the comics, but from the general perspective of your everyday audience, the 60s television show
it's wacky.
Is wacky. So Batman's kind of wacky, and superhero things that have come out up to this point have been kind of wacky. Tim Burton takes a handle of it and turns it into something that is not wacky, that is very dark. And the second movie, especially in 1992, is really dark. So I can understand why there's this idea of an appeal to the concept. Sure. But it also feels very cocaine heavy to me. And I might be wrong, but it feels that way to me.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
It does. What? And it goes back to them not using the source material. Like the people making this film had no idea what Super Mario Bros. Were.
They had no idea. Absolutely no idea. You are correct about that.
Well, no, and that's where it goes through all these different directors and stuff who are, their ideas are, one person's like, well, let's make it cartoony. And like, like the Flintstones movie ended up.
Yep.
Like more source material, more Hanna-Barbera.
Yep.
And then someone said, it's the Mushroom Kingdom, right? And that was it.
And that was it.
There
We were
no,
off.
No context whatsoever. Heard Mushroom Kingdom. Fungus everywhere.
Fungus everywhere. Well, let's talk about the directors because I think that's the most interesting thing. It went through a handful of different directors. It eventually lands with Rocky Morton and Annabelle Jankel.
Husband and wife.
Ricky Martin?
No, Rocky Morton.
Oh, they had several nicknames on set.
Yes.
Because everybody hated them.
Well, it'd be mostly because it was a husband and wife couple that argued about everything.
They did.
Everything.
With themselves, with the actors, with everything.
Yeah. So you've got two directors that don't agree with each other probably shouldn't be together in a relationship.
You got this whole franchise.
Yeah, turns
Do
out
it.
didn't continue in the relationship.
And they just wanted to make a very serious movie about lizard people ordering pizzas.
Yeah, yes. You are 100% correct.
What was that Koopa said?
He,
When he ordered the pizza,
Hold the mammal.
hold the mammal.
hold the mammal. Hold the mammal. But yeah, you're absolutely correct. Their version of this was not even a comedy at all. I love the idea that they were like, let's make this for all audiences, but let's forget about the one that's going to be wanting to go to this.
That will have expectations walking into the theater.
Yeah. I will say this, and I don't want to get too much right now into or where we were when this movie came about. Super excited.
Are you kidding me?
So excited for this movie. This is Mario.
Summer movie. I mean, 93.
It was this, and it looked cool. It's like, this is different, but that looks kind of cool. I just watched Batman. Batman was really cool. Dick Tracy was weird, but that was really cool. This looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were in the epitomal stage of the cool stage of us in the 90s. Like, they're making these films out of all these cool franchises, and
this is a very specific time frame in movies. The 90s, and let's just call it what it is. It's post Burton Batman.
Sure.
90s. Mm-hmm. There's all sorts of like The Shadow and, and The Phantom. All those. Yeah. Or even Dark City. Because you got to remember too, you get a little bit of The Crow mixed in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like things were kind of in this weird.
And it all culminated into Blade.
Blade was Blade was the crescendo that allowed us to cast our
and that opened the portal into the Marvel universe.
Yes.
And
yeah.
The rest is history.
And then it turns into now we're doing the Marvel movies. But I will say this about the directors, their initial concept, I don't hate. I actually don't hate the concept of this movie. Mm-hmm. Let's take them into a fantastical world, but let's have it be not like wacky, but like wacky.
Yeah.
You know? Let's take it into a place that's a little bit different, a little bit grimier, and they find the perfect location.
Right, just a giant warehouse.
Oh, it was a concrete factory in North Carolina or something like that?
North Carolina.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So we've talked about this before.
Just old. And that's where
Covered
they
in
did like
dust.
the live, like Koopa's main office was overlooking this whole, and they set so that's like all practical. There's no like
that is the cool thing
CGI or overlay or matte paintings or anything. That was all just
well, the movie holds up for the most part because you do have some digital effects that happen, and they're pretty good actually.
Not bad.
Well, they dialed them back. You know, your budget can only be so much, so you dial them back so you don't do as many.
And it wasn't that bad. Like
it wasn't that bad.
The big one I remember was when the Koopa cousins captured Daisy and brought her back when they're actually going.
Sure.
And there's that whole like wall.
Her face coming through the wall?
Her face come through the wall?
Yeah.
You love that?
Love that? It was great. It wasn't bad.
Turned out pretty good. And then they fall through the portal, and then you're like, oh.
And then and then that could,
that's Lawnmower Man.
Yep. I was like, okay, we're dated.
But in terms of the practicality of this, the reason why it has such a nice cohesive look to it is they found the cement factory, which, fun fact, we've talked about it before, is the same place that they shot the Ninja Turtles Foot Clan hideout.
Oh.
So you can see that same hallway that, the people up on the higher levels.
Yep, little balcony overlooking everything.
Yep. Also, this is the same place where they shot the Crow.
Uh-huh.
It is where he was shot.
Or literally shot.
where they shot the Crow.
Where they shot the Crow. So, little bit of film history, little bit of haunted maybe.
Yeah.
And it shows in this film.
Yeah.
Very clearly.
It's cursed.
It's definitely a cursed situation. But I will say that in terms of, from a visual standpoint, the idea is interesting to me. I think, is it what I would do with Mario? No, I would have just put Mario in the Mushroom Kingdom and just had it be more cartoony. That's what I would have done.
Have Chris Pratt
I would have made a Mario movie.
Yes. Yes, that's what I would have done. You chose not to do that, and that's fine. But they did a pretty good job, and the reason they did is because they got the guy that was the set director or the set designer. I believe it was David Snyder. I might be incorrect about that. But initially he was told the reason he didn't get the job is because he was involved with Pee-wee's Big Adventure and Blade Runner, and they didn't want it to just look like that. And then he got hired, and they said, we want it to look like Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah, screw it,
and
just
Blade
do
Runner.
it.
Let's go. You didn't get hired for that, but here's why we hired you.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows. If you put those two things together, that is exactly what this movie looks like to me. I think it's got some really cool stuff. And really, honestly, the set design is built off of the factory. There's so much of it is just, okay, take the structures that we have and dress it up with a little bit.
The whole dressing in the city was just all that.
It's fantastic. But even in front of us here, Jesse has, because we're in a toy store, so Jesse has the toy line, and we've got the de-evolve chamber.
Yes.
Which Devo, that whole room is just a part of the factory. And then they just glued some stuff to the outside of
they
the
just put a chair on the track and
put a chair on the track. Look at it. That is a thing that dumps cement.
Yeah,
that's what that is. That's what that is. And it just worked perfect. Like you said, Koopa's hideout or apartment or whatever you would call it.
Office.
Sure. Office.
Yeah, and that was just the whole
room.
thing looking over that in it with those windows.
But then it allows you to have people down under there just walking around doing their thing, because that's the actual set. That the set is down there. That's we didn't have to fake that and make it look, all goofy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wish the toy came with the brown sludgish that's never addressed in the movie.
That was cut out of the movie, but still on the floor.
Let's talk about that. So the de-evolve chamber, the de-evolve chair, I would refer to it more myself.
Mm-hmm.
They de-evolve Toad, which I think we need to get to in a minute.
Oh, Mojo Nixon.
You got to get to Mojo Nixon in a minute. But they de-evolve him, and he just turns into a Goomba.
Yeah, but you can evolve up.
You can evolve up, but you can
like 3 options.
But you can.
You see the knob,
you could
right?
get dumber, smarter, or what's the third?
Sludge. And what got cut out of the movie was that they actually de-evolve someone down to sludge. And so there's a cut scene from the movie.
So they're just slipping in Jerry.
They're slipping in Jerry.
Nobody cleaned him up.
Nobody cleaned him. Wow, it goes directly. They took the opportunity. Once Jerry hit slime in the original shot, it was, we're going to use that to push Koopa because he's, we got slime on the floor. Let's push him. So it's kind of even a part of the plot.
Sure.
They just gloss over that part.
Just shows up.
Yep.
Just like, what the f was that?
And there's slime everywhere now.
Who pooped on the floor?
Well, it's probably the Goombas. Your take on the Goombas. Let's go. Do you like them? Do you hate them?
For what it was good.
For what I don't know how to take that. For what it was good. What does that mean? For what it was?
No, I think
this production became.
Okay, for the movie itself. Okay.
I mean, are you going to have little mushroom guys running around going?
I would have preferred that, but
yeah.
I do think, for what it was, they're 7.5 foot tall costumes with the animatronics. I mean, it's real. They're not trying to CGI it. They're not trying to do anything over the top. They're just doing what they have at the time for puppeteering and animatronics.
It's a smart idea, and it looks good. I'll say that. It looked so good that they were originally just supposed to be set dressing and parts of the background.
Yeah.
And as the movie went, which is part of the reason, as we get into what happened to this movie, they realized, those look really good. We should do more of that.
Yeah.
Well, fun fact about them.
The Jurassic Park producers came on set to see what they were doing with the animatronics of these things.
And Yoshi as well. Yoshi looked fantastic.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. And, guess who voiced Yoshi and the Goombas?
That I don't know.
Frank Welker.
Who's Frank Welker?
He did every single voice from the 60s through now.
Who? What? Name them. Get me going here.
Ghostbusters.
Okay.
Ray Stantz. Slimer. Every ghost ever.
I didn't know that.
Oh, he's Fred from Scooby-Doo.
Oh, wow. Right?
He's a big deal.
That's a stretch.
Yeah.
Guy's got that.
So he did range. Them. Anyways, going on, not to mention Frank, which I love Frank Welker.
850 film, television, and video game credits.
Bulk of the series.
Not exactly a lightweight.
No.
Anyways, he did those. Also, speaking of the Goombas, the puppeteers that worked on them came off of Dracula.
Really?
The Coppola film.
Oh, really?
Huh.
That's
Say
some
this
stretch
is
as
such
well.
this movie is such a mix match of
production
hell with good people and different things going through.
Well, and your lead actor's getting drunk every day because of how terrible the atmosphere is.
That's a whole nother
Frank Welker was Jabberjaw.
No, shut him down. Shut him down. That's it. Is Jabberjaw is the shark, right?
The shark
The
that's
shark
like curly.
That sounds like curly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was talking to Maverick about this the other day, my oldest son. It's my favorite part of voice acting. It's just people doing shitty
impersonations of somebody
something else.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best thing you can do with any type of voice acting. Just don't say that's who it is.
Right.
Never admit it.
Uh-huh.
I don't like it when they admit it. Don't ever admit it.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
And never watch them actually do the characters.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so we're 20 minutes in and we're really just spinning our wheels. Let's get a little bit more organized here. Let's go back to the very beginning of this. The company that decides to make this, I'm drawing a blank on it right now. Is it Locomotive? What is it called?
Locomotion. No.
Locomotion.
Oh, is it?
Well, Light
It's
Motive.
something like
Light
motive.
Motive.
Yeah, it's like
Light Motive ended
Light
up doing it, but this was wasn't eventually like Touchstone, which was technically Disney.
Well, so that's who ends up coming in to help distribute it.
Yeah.
But it is Light Motive.
But Light Motive is the one that actually,
Light Motive is known for such childhood tales as The Killing Fields.
Yes.
This is a company that is not known for doing anything that you would associate with Mario Brothers. And the way they got the rights to this, because it was a bidding war, people were trying to get their hands on this.
Oh, there's so many people involved.
They decided to fly to Japan and go directly to Nintendo. Instead of going to Nintendo in Washington, which is Nintendo of America, they decided to fly directly to Japan and get a meeting with the president of Nintendo.
Wow.
And the president of Nintendo says, "Why should you do this?" And he said, "Because I'm here and they're not." And that's all it took.
That shows initiative.
This is a Japanese company. And the Japanese were very impressed by your ability to go, you know what, I want this more than they want it. So how about you give it to me? I'm not going to pay you as much, but I want it. So you should let me do that.
I'm serious. I just flew across the ocean.
Across the ocean. Everybody else was just talking to these guys. And listen, the guys in America, they don't make Nintendo.
Don't trust them.
They don't understand Mario like I do.
Yeah. No. We're not going to make anything that's even remotely like what you have here. However, here's our idea. And they pitched the idea. The like you said, this went through so many iterations of starting off as something way too serious, which was actually penned by the guy that wrote Rain Man.
Uh-huh.
And it had nothing to do with Mario at all. And it was affectionately known throughout the office as Drain Man.
That makes sense.
So they said, let's not do that. And then they shifted gears and brought in the more lighthearted tale that was, okay, we're going to make a fantasy film that is what you would make of a Mario movie now. Goes down to a drain pipe. Here's the deal. Make the goddamn Mario cartoon. You already had a template.
They wanted to base it off of the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Just make the Mario Super Show. That's fine. Go with it. They do not. They decide to go with Annabelle and Roxy. And they come up with their fantastical tale, the de-evolution. What if a meteor hit and instead of the dinosaurs being completely obliterated, what if
it made a parallel dimension and yada, 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 yada. That was literally my very first note I took. Like, hey, yeah, what if?
And Brooklyn was split into Dino Hatton.
You could make any story at all. If you just said this happened, but what if anything?
It didn't happen.
Yeah. No. What if this other thing also happened?
So my favorite part of watching this film is I had forgotten that there is that intro at the beginning with really crappy animation.
Oh,
like it's kind
what
of
if the doink and the
yes.
Oh,
Homer Simpson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doing the worst, most exaggerated Brooklyn voice of all time.
Yes. Did he do that? Oh my gosh.
Yes. That was Dan Castellaneta.
Really?
Yes. That was Homer Simpson.
That was him.
Oh, man, what a star-studded.
What if the dinosaur split into a... Oh my gosh.
Hey.
He keeps saying like, but a meteorite struck the earth.
The earth. But they didn't get hassled that much by people because there weren't any people. Wow, riveting stuff.
Yeah, it was maybe kind of supposed to look a little pixelated.
It was supposed to.
It was.
It looked like someone's computer, like your kid drew it on the computer in 97, not
definitely
93.
done on like a 1991 Packard Bell.
But I will say this, prior to that, when the Leitmotiv logo comes up, the Mario music comes up, I'm like, this is legit. I don't remember this
interested.
either.
I'm
This
in.
looks good.
The menu screen on the DVD was probably the most enjoyable part.
Well, that's because it had the doot, doot,
It's
doot,
just
right?
the Mario theme
That little,
on repeat.
but it had the kind of ominous reverb and
So
My wife spent a lot of time listening to that while she slept on the couch. And I left it on and went to bed.
that's nightmare fuel. So that intro that got added, I was not a part of the film. So they
had to explain.
They went and they did a bunch of showings as they do, and they had one infamous showing in which people just did not get it at all.
So they had to explain it.
They could not understand that there was a parallel universe. They had no. I don't know who you showed this to because you beat it over the head pretty well throughout the film that this is a parallel universe. The dinosaurs have evolved over here. And maybe that's because you told it to me at the beginning. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I was lost at all. But they add that in after the fact, which is not a good sign of a good movie.
No.
Yeah, your movie's done, but you need to put something at the very beginning. You're like,
what if?
This is the movie. Okay, just get ready.
I know you're going to watch a movie, but what if we told you what if before we started the movie?
I liked it though.
Yeah.
I liked it. I've been, for the past week, kind of been reading on the Mandela effect and the CERN's collider and all of the parallel universes that are being created currently.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this fits right in with it.
Yeah, you just need a chunk of a meteorite.
Mm-hmm.
You need an egg.
that's all it needs to
That's all you need.
link the universes and bring the dinosaurs and the humans back in the same
The
dimension.
mammals.
The mammals.
Mammals.
The mammals.
Let's not forget Dennis Hopper.
Yeah, we might as well jump right
Just-
in. Let's jump
let's
right into
go
the
for it.
casting. John Leguizamo lands the role of Luigi.
Mm-hmm.
I think he does a pretty good job.
Yeah.
John Leguizamo in the early 90s,
Pretty hot.
pretty hot.
The past.
But he does a pretty good job throughout the 90s. Gets a little weird now.
Yeah.
But back then,
I didn't appreciate him playing an Italian character, to be honest with you.
I found
But
it.
Bob Hoskins was okay. An English actor.
Well, I more so found it offensive that I've been told by John Leguizamo that it's offensive to do those things, but yet he built a career on just doing those things through the entire decade. So
Well, and then the whole quote where he's like, he was upset with the casting of the
Yes.
newest Mario movie because it didn't hire any
Latinos.
Latino people
Yes.
for your Italian person movie.
They
It's like,
recast. That was an Italian, or that was a Latino role.
yeah. Hey, bro. Shut up.
Yeah, just take the loss on this one, John Legua.
Yeah.
But we try to get a couple different people for this film. We have Danny DeVito.
You would not believe Schwarzenegger was considered. Hoffman. Tom Hanks.
Hoffman wanted it.
Yeah.
Hoffman wanted this role.
As which character?
Mario?
As
I think Nintendo was like, oh, no, I can't do that. But they're like, no, we don't.
Well, you just have to say, this is my impersonation of John Leguizamo in the 90s. And then you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. You can do whatever voice you want. But no, you are absolutely correct. Yeah, no.
Oh, there was
Hoffman's
so-
not correct.
So much.
I think Nintendo did put the kibosh to that, if I remember correctly. That was
Yeah,
the
a
one
lot
that
of
was like,
a lot of it was Nintendo saying, no, we don't want him.
Yep. Tom Hanks would have been interesting as Luigi. It would have been, Tom Hanks as Luigi.
Yeah.
Like I say, the steps and the weird production with this movie is just amazing. Like even at one point, Harold Ramis was approached to direct this film, and he goes, "Nope."
That would have been pretty cool. Well, it's interesting because the writers that did the movie or that are, I say did the movie, but did part of the movie, and then were asked to take a hike, and then were brought on later again to come back. Which is always another good sign.
The Eberts and Joffreys?
No, this was Parker Bennett and Terry Runty.
Oh, okay.
They were brought on. You take a story with a story and a story and a story, and you start cramming in little things here and little things there. Nobody knows anything about the Mario game. The one writer, Parker Bennett, has come out and said, like, I took it upon myself to like try and insert things because they gave him a Nintendo and he got into Mario 2 and enjoyed it, and then started going like, oh, we should add that and we should add that. At one point, there were thwomps that were going to be rocks with faces. Thwomps. There are going to be rocks with faces. There's a lot of stuff that he's trying to interject, which is the way to do a movie like this. Even if you're going to have your fantastical world.
Right. And there's, you can see a little bit of it, in the, it's the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yes.
There's fungus everywhere.
Well, you had the Bob-ombs. And
the Bob-omb is the only thing in it that's like a one-to-one.
It's a Bob-omb!
One-to-one
freak
thing.
out when they see this little thing.
Or like, the guns shoot fireballs. So that's
Yes.
your fire flower.
Yes.
Little shit like that.
Yeah. Which they did a pretty good job with. But it is interesting that, you look at it and you go, okay, Bob Hoskins becomes Mario. He was brought in so far into the production that you can't even like take your film and craft it around, okay, this is this guy's strengths. We're just going to insert this guy into this.
He's Bob Hoskins. Everything is a strength.
Yeah. Especially stature.
God bless his soul. I loved him.
Gabe, you said you enjoyed it though.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Super Mario Bros.
Right.
At all.
Right.
How did you feel about that?
I knew it wasn't,
Yeah.
even though I hadn't seen it, so it didn't really cause any feelings.
Yeah.
But
I can't believe you didn't.
you would expect
see that
it to.
back.
You'd expect it to be somewhat related to the Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah. In name only.
I love that they just went with, okay, dinosaurs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, dinosaurs.
Not even dinosaur. A dinosaur. Well, the main bad guy's a dinosaur, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, then, in that case,
dinosaurs.
yeah, all
And he
this.
hates mammals.
It's filthy.
He does definitely hate them. Dennis Hopper is probably the peak Dennis Hoppery in this, which I don't know.
Was that before or after Speed?
I think Speed would have been his next movie.
Okay,
probably. Speed, then Waterworld, like boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
Oh,
maybe
so he just went on unhinged characters for like.
And he plays that character very well.
plays it very well. I'll take it back. I don't think okay, we are in peak Dennis Hopper, but this is not peak Dennis Hopper because
We're entering.
we're
peak
entering.
No,
yeah,
we're talking-
Speed
yeah.
and Waterworld are pretty high on peak Dennis Hopper.
Well, and the Reebok commercials.
Oh God, this is Rod Woodson shoe man.
This is Bruce Smith's shoe, man. Wait a minute. This is Rod Woodson's shoe. I have visions of Rod Woodson. I see him lurking like a shadow. I sense he's somewhere lurking. I hear his heartbeat. Ba-boom. 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 Rod?
All I will say about Dennis Hopper is that I didn't notice in my previous watchings of this film that he was constantly acting like a T-Rex. I didn't notice that until this time around, and I was like, "Oh no, that's a choice. That's a choice." And so, in watching the behind the scenes, I was surprised to find out that they had to tell him to knock that off. I see what you're doing here.
Dennis, put your hands in your pockets.
I see what you're doing here. Can we do less? Just a little less. There's the one where he's explaining what happened, the de-evolution. That's probably the worst one.
Yeah.
He's actually pointing with it. Stop.
That used to happen to me when I get too drunk. One too many drinks, start walking around. Yeah. They used to call it that. Like, oh, Scott's T-Rexing again.
Do you remember when they went to like shake his hands? And
yes.
He's like, "Oh, can you give me a?"
Well, he doesn't. They go to shake his hand, and he's like, doesn't want to. And then 2 seconds later, he initiates a handshake.
Yeah.
But then he's like, and they like spray his hand.
Yeah.
He's like,
very germophobic.
Yep.
Which is
does
interesting.
not like getting touched by mammals.
But he bathes in mud.
Well, mud.
It's filthy yet clean.
Yeah.
That was another good.
It's a wonderful line. Wonderful line in a movie. But I would say now that you've got like your cast in place, at least those three, you kind of have a feel for where this is going to go.
Mm-hmm.
I think it. John Leguizamo does a good job of creating a Luigi that is vulnerable, but yet
and the younger,
he's the younger brother, living in the shadow.
Yeah. Bob Hoskins, I think, does a great job.
Great job.
Yeah, I think
he nailed it.
There's a part in where when they're trying to get Daisy to go with them in their van, which is so bizarre. Like, we have a van.
Yeah.
Come on.
Step into the van.
I'll give you a ride. Just step into my creepy plumber van.
Yeah, I believe my brother offered you a ride. But there's like this look that he gives where I was like, oh, that's Mario. That's a perfect rendition of Mario.
Absolutely nails it. Even the when they later on when they get the actual outfits, it's like, motherfucker, that's Mario.
And he does it.
Step in. It's like, oh yeah.
His voice is good. He does that little, infliction to it that I think he nails the role.
He does.
Absolutely.
Playing like the younger brother.
No, we were talking about Hoskins.
Oh, you're
talking about
about
Mario.
Hoskins.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Still? Oh, you're still using the words you were using?
Question. I'm not as versed in the Mario universe as you guys. Is their last name really Mario? Is his name Mario?
No, that.
Mario, hold on. Was not.
Was that
is now.
Yes.
That
After
created
the
canon?
movie,
Yes.
it became canon.
Yes. It is canon.
After this movie, Nintendo came in and said, yes, that is true.
We will take it.
Mario,
Are you
Mario,
kidding
and
me?
Luigi Mario.
That's a great joke, folks. We're going with it.
If that's the one thing I hated about that movie,
Really?
that was it.
I think it's great. I think it's hilarious.
I love that it invented it.
It's and yes, Nintendo and Shigeru Miyamoto has said this is absolutely Mario
I'm sorry.
and Luigi Mario.
That was literally
Now
the
canon.
one thing I did not like about that movie.
Why? Why is that the one thing?
How
is that the one
There's
thing
all the things.
of the Mario Brothers movie? Mario, I love it. I think it's a good joke. It's like, how many Marios?
It was a
are there?
great
There's
joke.
3 Marios.
Yeah. What are you, Luigi?
Yes.
No, Luigi Mario. How many Marios are there? There's 3. Mario, Luigi Mario.
Name? Mario. Last name?
Mario.
Okay, what's your name?
Luigi.
Luigi?
No, Luigi Mario.
Okay, look, how many Marios are there between the two of you?
There's 3. It's Mario, and Luigi Mario.
Mike! Up these Marios around the side.
Great time to bring up. Set design is fantastic, but the costume design in this is great. The little things that they add to like the cops, they've just got some little. Everything is okay. This is a film for children, but we want all audiences, so let's make it bondage.
Steampunk bondage.
Yeah.
Yes.
So much so that the
Cyberpunk.
police officer that's sitting there, is going to book him in. Not only is he sitting there with his little bit of extra flair on his collar, right? The cuffs are leather, or maybe it's latex, but the piping is a little, and then of course he's just got a girl with a stiletto just rubbing her foot on him the whole time.
It's like the whole inner. Yeah.
For no reason other than they're lizards.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I guess I don't know this about lizards. Evidently, lizards are just horny little fucks.
Aren't we all?
Well, but is that what we're saying here? Is like the reptilian brain? It only knows 2 things.
Well, it's the evil universe. There's a lot more depravity.
Sure.
They're sinful folk.
Yes, for this child's movie.
Yeah. Kids get it.
They do.
Sexy.
You're not supposed to be doing that.
Sexy time. I was surprised my kids did like this movie. We watched it again. Rowan wanted to watch it again, so we watched it again.
Nice.
And then he was very bothered at the end that it ends on a cliffhanger, and he goes, "So when's the next one?"
Uh-huh.
There ain't gonna be a next one, buddy.
Okay, that was the most ridiculous part of this movie, is that this movie is terrible. You had to recreate the beginning just to explain what the movie, but then you still ended on a Back to the Future type ending to set up a sequel. You're not getting a sequel.
No.
No.
Well, what was I?
10.
11, 10?
11, 10.
It's like, they're going to make another one.
Oh, no, they're not.
Oh, heck no. There's no way. There's just
Here we are 33 years later, still waiting.
Now, a great time to bring it back.
Oh, absolutely.
Great time to bring it back.
So that was
it
one of
just
the
takes a
first
couple
introductions
prompts.
into after scene stuff, because they did have an after scene.
They
after
did
that.
have the after scene as well, which is
with the Koopa
Iggy,
cousins.
Yep, Iggy and Spike are sitting on the couch, and the guys come in and offer them to make a game, because the whole concept of this, at least in terms of Parker Bennett's eyes, was this is the real story of how the game got made. So this is the prequel.
Okay.
This is how they became the Super Mario
origin.
Brothers, the origin story. But he had said that it was exactly what he said. He wanted a Back to the Future type ending, and that his vision was that you would go into there were other parallel universes that would then
Every time
come in.
you collide those atoms together, it creates a parallel universe.
At some point, we're going to collide it, and there's going to be a sequel.
Yeah.
Let's keep colliding until we get a sequel. I do like this movie, but I will say this. It's not a good movie. There's parts of it. When I started watching again, I was like really excited because I was like, okay, I'm actually kind of on board for the concept. I kind of like it. I think it is very 90s. And I felt nostalgic for it because we don't make films that are weird like this.
No.
You know,
No, it's
No, they lose money.
wholly unique. Yeah.
Turns out,
it's very unique.
Turns out it was a bad idea. We tried it many times.
It never makes money.
Never makes money. Well, actually, the one that comes out after this, which is Double Dragon.
Oh,
I tried watching that the other night.
Yeah.
Holy, that is bad.
I have wanted to give that a shot again over the last couple of years. I forget about it forever. And then you think about it, it's like, I remember watching that when I was a kid. I remember thinking, even as a kid, this movie's fucking awful.
Yeah. Well, and it kept popping up. I think it was on Amazon. It kept popping up, and I was like, no, I'm not watching that. I have better things to do with my life. And then the other night, I did not have better things to do with my life. And I clicked on it, and man, it's bad. But it does the same thing with like the shitty, weird, retrofitted cars, which that's coming. I mean, it's a little bit of Blade Runner, but it's coming out of Back to the Future as well, right? Like Back to the Future to me is kind of why this car thing kind of happens.
But Back to the Future was like nuclear. This was like sparks flying everywhere.
It was like a what if they went a different route, right?
Yeah.
What if their technology was different?
Yeah, everything's a bumper car.
They
They got the big
rail, and then you go off the grid and you're in the fungus world. You're done.
It's actually not a bad idea. Our government would probably do that now. Like, we'll give you free electricity, but you can only go where we tell you can go.
And turn it off whenever the hell we want.
Yes. Yep. This type of film continued. They tried it many times, and it failed every single time they tried this style of film. But there is something that is kind of clever about it in a like, okay,
It's Alice in Wonderland, Wizard of Oz.
But
It's
in but in a way that's so disjointed, where you're like, okay, you're in an alternate
Wizard of Oz be rolling over in its grave right now.
Frank Baum is
Just the straight man in a confusing place.
Yeah. The fish out of water, but
Sure.
Yeah. I will say though, so it starts off the very, very beginning. Just the logos nailed it. One of the best iterations. I don't remember films doing such a good job of that. You know, they do it now. They do an excellent job of it now.
Yeah.
You know, where you have like the Dr. Seuss thing that is DreamWorks or whatever. Do a great job of that.
Yeah,
now.
but it looked
It looked good. It sounded
great.
good. Then we went to really shitty. And then we went to the part of the film where I got a little confused because the princess is brought in an egg. And I immediately thought,
that's right. Yeah.
that's a really big egg. And if the implication is that this entire species lays eggs,
Here we go.
that's a fucking big cloaca.
Egg didn't
That's
come
a
from space.
huge cloaca.
Yeah, that person must be corpulent.
And then I'm not gonna lie, I looked up do lizards have cloacas? Because it's like they lay eggs, so they got to have a cloaca. But for those of you who don't know what a cloaca is, birds have one hole.
Yes.
And it
does all the stuff.
Does all the stuff. It's where the egg comes out. It's where the excrements of both kinds go out. But it's where things are inserted as well.
Do birds piss?
It's more of just a water ejection.
Okay.
They just water eject.
Okay.
Cloaca open. Cloaca close. But then I looked up and I looked up to see.
I don't comment on anything that has to do with
cat's butthole.
You stop. You just let it go. But anyways, so then I looked up. I was like, so obviously dinosaurs must have had cloacas or whatever. Alligators have cloacas. I didn't know that. And so then I had pictures of alligator cloacas on my phone, and I was like, my life needs to change.
Zip.
My life needs to change. Podcast over.
Yeah. That's one of those ones where your Verizon Cloud, you go through your pictures and you're like, oh fuck, I got rid of those.
I thought that I got rid of that.
3 years later, you're going through old cloud photos.
But I will say it set a tone for me for this film where I was like, that's a big old egg, folks.
Yeah.
And the implication is that was laid.
Yeah.
And that was laid by her mom.
And then you saw her mom drop her off.
And then there's another lady. So then it could have been like, oh, okay, maybe that's just maybe she's just got a big egg. Maybe this is a big one. But then later on, there's another lady. Got another big old egg in a buggy. And that's when I thought to myself, there's a lot of big old eggs. This dino universe.
Petunia.
I believe it.
You do?
I believe.
We get the princess. She's dropped off at the nunnery, let's say.
Orphanage.
I said orphanage. That's funny because I said orphanage to my kids last night, and my son said, no, that's a church. He refused to accept that it was an orphanage. I thought orphanage as well.
Yeah, the Catholics ran the orphanages before the government did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, my 8-year-old was wrong.
What an idiot.
He fought me to the death, stupid kid.
Can't wait for him to come in and I'll tell him how stupid he is.
She's dropped off. 20 years later, now she's a full-grown woman. She's digging. There's
she's an insufferable.
Oh, the worst
archaeologist.
One of them. Yeah, that activist. We're gonna dig and
we're gonna.
Yeah, there's dinosaur bones that have never been seen before.
That was
probably protected.
You try to stop this big corporation from
build the condos.
Fucking A.
Yep. All right.
There's capitalism to be had here.
Capitalism, baby.
That leads into there were some funny moments in this movie.
I think this movie's good. I just don't. I think this movie's okay.
When Daisy meets Luigi,
yes, and he's on the phone. And he's on the payphone,
and
he goes to the
hard
phone.
up plumbers, right? They're looking for work. And
Mario tells him, "Go check the answering machine to see if we have any work."
Yep.
And as he's on the phone, and Daisy walks up, and he's just mesmerized.
Yes,
And he's checking the message. It's like, oh my God, there's so much water. We need every plumber ever. And he just hangs up. He's like, here, you need the phone, Daisy?
Yeah, that was. I laughed out loud at that part. The guy on the phone going, we need all the plumbers, every plumber ever, every plumber. And he just hangs up.
All the plumbers you have. Well, and set up very well because the job they get before that, someone calls them for the job and they don't get there in time.
Right,
because
which is not a thing.
No.
Just
go every plumber?
Yeah, and whoever gets here first gets the job.
That was a thing in the 80s and 90s, though. There was that movie with Cosby and Pryor where they were competing ambulance drivers.
Oh, really?
Were always trying to get to the scene first.
Wait a minute. You would call an ambulance, they'd be just like, and go.
And they would contract it out to the people with the trucks.
What? We'll figure this out when we get there. Yeah. You just got people fighting over corpses. Injured people.
Yeah. They pull up at the same time. Now what?
Oh, now
fist fight.
Yes. So I would assume that's how that movie goes. They're just pulling on both sides of the. It's a person in cast already. That's wild though. But so I love that they even set that tone for this joke of, no, you're not even going to be late. It's impossible to be late. All plumbers must, everybody.
Yeah.
It's an all-out plumber call. He just hangs right up. She's pretty insufferable. She ruins the first half of that movie.
She's got a great smile.
She gets better.
Pretty,
She gets better as the film goes on, but
her and Leguizamo actually hooked up.
That doesn't surprise me.
Of course. John Leguizamo. Did you see him?
Drunk the whole time.
Yeah.
Just drunk and shitting on the movie you're on together, bonding together.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this is so terrible.
Gino Hoskins wore a cast like through 90% of that
On his
movie.
pinky?
So let's talk about this. No. So it is on his
Because
whole
they were
hand.
drunk. Yeah.
So you are correct. This movie devolves into a point where the actors
Are taking shots of scotch.
Before the shoots.
Which always surprises me because they talk about how miserable it was and they hated being on set and doing the movie. It's like you just got drunk and hung out the whole time.
That sounds
how
fun.
could it possibly be that bad?
A serious actor.
They still paid you?
Yeah.
A serious actor. But they're taking shots, and then they get in the van, and John Leguizamo's in charge of driving the van. He stops a little too quickly. The van door slams shut on Hoskins' hand and breaks his hand.
Oh, man.
So that was actually I watched it twice. My second time through, I was just trying to see when you can see that his hand is broken. I don't think it was 90% because there's plenty of times where you can see his hand and his hand is not on a cast. They just did a flush-colored cast.
Yeah, they did paint
on
it.
I never noticed it.
Well, if you watch it again, you will see
absolutely won't.
there are a lot
That's
of
the magic
scenes.
of Hollywood.
Definitely not going to do that.
The one in particular is when they're trying to get her to go in the van, and he kind of keeps putting his hand behind his back, or he gets in and he crosses his arm all weird. There's another one where they're in the desert and he's just holding his coat over top of his neck.
Okay.
So there's a lot of that. But I was surprised because I was trying to figure out how early in the film did he actually break his hand, because the stuff with the van, you would assume that would be pretty early on in the shooting.
Yeah,
It
but
must
they
not
know
have
how to
been.
shoot. Yeah, I mean,
Because there's not as many instances as you would think where you can see, he's either hiding his hand or, I think I can see the cast. So I had heard that it was early on as well, but I don't think it was. I think it had to have been later because most of the time, and they didn't go in and digitally touch it up. So most of the time you can see his hand pretty clear as day and it doesn't appear to be broken. So yeah, crazy. Just breaking hands.
Yeah.
Driving drunk.
Well, driving drunk. Well, you guys, to piggyback on that, right before we started, you guys, I saw Scott show Gabe a clip where they jump into the back of the dump truck or the garbage truck. And you said,
there ain't a way in hell they made that jump.
Yeah, that's
they absolutely missed the back of that truck.
The first time through the film, thought the same thing. Well, they missed, and then went and tried to find some content about it and was listening to some behind the scenes stuff. They absolutely did miss.
Oh, yeah?
At least one of them. The stunt double for Mario misses the truck and breaks his arm.
So they did jump from the balcony in the cement factory.
So that shot.
He missed the truck and just landed on
They
the
missed the
concrete.
truck. So I guess they did it like 3 times, and on the third
He
time,
broke his leg every time.
But the crazy thing about it is, that's the shot you clearly used because they clearly missed.
Oh yeah, they're so
not
far
even-
behind it.
Not even close. Not even, and that was like right away. It stuck out like a sore thumb, and I was like, I must find the content that says that this happened. Yeah, totally missed.
Awesome.
Fell onto the concrete, broken bones.
And then used that shot in the movie.
Yes, I love when they do that because
it happens so much.
So then you're watching it with your kids later on in life. You're like, and this is where I broke my leg.
this is why Dad has a limp.
There's so many accidents that get put. They're like, no, we got to use that.
Bob Hoskins got stabbed at one point as well, which I'm amazed at how often people get
scene with the knife.
Yeah,
with the rest, like Thomas Jane, really stabbed, and he's
there's
like,
so many movies
he's
like that.
Back to the Future.
Yeah, so many. The amount of times that actors get stabbed, is really concerning to me.
Kevin Nash and John Wick.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
right.
And he just takes it and keeps acting.
Isn't it Kevin Nash in The Punisher? Isn't he?
No,
the one
that's
in
what
The
I was
Punisher?
talking about.
It's
I think it's the Punisher.
Thomas Jane.
No. I think you guys are confusing
and
too.
Nash.
Okay, well then we're talking about the same thing.
We're definitely confused about something.
You guys think you guys are confusing. It is, I believe it is Nash in the Punisher with Thomas Jane who stabs Nash.
Okay.
And the look on Thomas Jane's when he realizes he has a real knife and stabs, and Nash just acts it out and does it.
Well, you're a wrestler. You're used to that crap.
Yeah, but
still,
the look. They kept this like,
you used to like little tacks, not just getting stabbed in the chest.
Legit.
And you're just like, I guess I'll just keep acting.
Thomas Jane's like, oh no.
So accidents keep happening on this film. Let's get back to where we're actually talking about, boys.
You were correct, Dave.
That
it was in the Punisher.
It is in the Punisher,
Jane
and it
stabs Nash.
Yes. And I'm always right. Why would I ever be wrong? A lot of accidents are happening on this film. The film starts. They start production, and like every other time we've talked about something like this, they run out of money. And so the reason why this movie is not a good movie is because they run out of money.
Okay.
I think had this been a good movie, it still would have done well. People didn't bring their kids to it, and the reason it didn't make any money is that your main audience, parents were not bringing their kids to it because you made a movie that is not really for kids.
Yeah.
And maybe some of the BDSM crap could have been thrown out the window. You know, and we still got the satanic panic where we've reached the end of the satanic panic, but you and your lizard people, you know, listen,
ordering pizzas.
Yeah,
come on.
We're 30 years ahead of time.
Gabe really likes the pizza part.
Well,
and I do too. That's the funniest part of the movie.
Well, but Gabe is talking about. Gabe is going very Epstein right now.
What?
Oh yes,
we literally have lizard people.
Yes,
eating children,
but ordering pizza.
But
a great example of this, I think, is that you probably would have had a film that did okay, like we said, like Waterworld and stuff like that. Those films that get talked about how they're huge flops was because you went over budget and you're never going to make your money back when you spend that kind of money. This movie didn't have a gigantic budget.
No, they had a moderate.
It was a moderate budget.
About $48 million, I think they had for a budget.
But what happens is eventually, okay, now we got to bring Disney on. I think Hollywood Studios, I believe, was a subsidiary of Disney. So Disney comes in, gives them extra money. Now all of a sudden we got a couple more ideas, and the soundtrack or the
score
is way out of whack with this film.
Well, that's another one they struggled with. Who'd they end up with? Because I know they talked to like Sylvester. I mean, there were a lot of people. I don't know who ended up doing the score. Well, there were a lot of good bands that ended up on the soundtrack.
Well, the score is done by someone that is pretty renowned, but what you're given is what you have to create what they want, which is very Home Alone-esque, very whimsical, and it doesn't fit the movie.
Oh, like the beginning with the whole plumber, the whole driving, the whole like.
Yeah, there's this. Yeah,
precisely.
You know exactly. Yes, that was really good. I hope I can turn you up so
it wasn't bad.
Okay, through the gate, move it, go.
Part of the problem with this is that you can only do so much, and if your money's running out, then you've got to start making concessions as to what you can and cannot shoot. The beginning of this movie is the major problem. It takes too long to get to the dino world. And the reason it takes too long to get to the dino world is because there wasn't any money, and it's cheaper to just put a camera in New York and
just
shoot
drive around.
Scenes. Yep.
Yeah.
How long was the first part before they actually...
I would say they doubled
it. Was it a good half an hour or so?
Yeah, it's probably 25 minutes.
Now it is, yes. Prior to that, I would say it would be about half as long. You basically just, because all you got to do is meet her, go down in the freaking thing and go. You know, it'd be a little weird. You want to establish a little bit of a connection while you're chasing after the girl. She's hot.
Yeah, pretty girl.
Oh, this is that. And they're plumbers. When they meet a girl, plumbers.
They misallocated their budget too, I think.
Yes.
They had $48 million, a lot of money in 93. But Yoshi required 9 puppeteers.
Goodness gracious.
But it looks great.
It does.
It's great. Yeah. Jurassic Park took it.
But
it took 9 people with controllers. You had like 3 on the face. You had arms, hands, feet.
For
legs.
about 90 seconds of screen time.
And let's be honest,
let's not forget
just to include Yoshi. That's
Right.
the only reason he's there. He doesn't play a pivotal role.
Doesn't do anything.
I mean, that was what, a year or so after Yoshi became a thing.
Yeah, so that to me feels like Nintendo reaching their hand in
They're
a little
like,
bit.
I mean, we need
I don't
Yoshi.
know that to be true, but that feels that way to
That
me.
sounds right.
Yeah, but you're absolutely correct. Looks incredible. Serves no purpose whatsoever in this film.
They're like, oh, and then, of course, who was it? Koopa or what's her face is like, he's like,
yeah, you don't want to.
Yeah, you got to show that they're evil.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh, you're being mean to Yoshi.
Well, you learn this in script writing classes. If you want to show that somebody's evil, they kick the dog. That's just
Right. Yeah.
It's the simplest thing to do in writing is they kick the dog, they're evil.
You see that, you don't like them.
You don't like them. And most people don't like it when you kick the cute pet dinosaur. Turns
You have
out
chained up.
you have chained up, yes.
Oh, that's right. He was
But
too.
the Koopa's right-hand lady,
Yeah.
it's the only time in my life I've ever thought she is a smoke
What
show.
was her name? Fiona Shaw?
Shaw.
Yeah.
The evil aunt from Harry Potter.
I was gonna
Yes.
say, that's yep.
Aunt Petunia.
They made her hot. They did a good job. She looks great.
I'm
That
going
was
to
definitely
hard
her
disagree.
peak.
Yeah.
She just looked like Aunt Petunia.
Aunt Petunia with a really pressed up rack.
She looked like
They put the boobs right in your face.
She really left an impression.
Man, she sure makes an impression.
Well, she got it in the end.
Did you guys like the reveal of the official costumes?
Absolutely.
In the elevator?
Best part of the movie. Yep. Best part of the movie.
Hands down, the best part
That's
of
what
the movie.
you almost want to clap.
Finally.
My two
They're in their colored suits. Yeah,
my
that was a
two
big
young
deal.
boys. It was definitely a cool experience to watch from, again, with child eyes on a film that's for children. They both got extremely excited.
Hell yeah.
Extremely excited.
It's go time.
Yeah. Wait, what is with all these things they've been wearing before this? Now,
Yes.
look at this.
Absolutely.
Now they're plumbers.
Well, now they're the Super Mario Brothers.
They are the Super Mario Brothers, yeah. I did like, to me, the set designs were cool. I actually kind of liked that they added the spikes and stuff to, you get the spikes on the costumes and things that are okay, but the world itself kind of has a little bit of a feel of like a Mario 3 to it. Mario 3 kind of has some of those pointed things throughout.
Sure.
You've got your, something like your jagged when you exit stage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got some of that interesting stuff. There was a door in there that I noticed that looked like they took it straight out of Pee-wee's Playhouse. It's like just kind of this weird jagged shaped door.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The set designer, I think, nailed this movie.
Yeah.
And the costume designer as well. I think they both did a great job.
Mhm.
Minus the weird nightclub scene that I could have done without the nightclub scene entirely.
Mm-hmm.
It serves very little purpose other
But
than
then you
to
wouldn't-
get the meteorite.
Oh, you
But
wouldn't
then you
get
wouldn't
Walk the Dinosaur.
And you wouldn't get Big Bertha.
Or the boots.
Or the boots that led into the whole...
I'm not saying that they don't exit in a grand fashion. I'm saying that their entrance and most of that scene, Mario being very suave, just
I'm your main man. You can't spam. What?
Oh,
What do you
no.
mean? I don't ever want to refer to myself as a can of spam as a good thing.
I did think it was interesting because I was trying to look in that scene too. I was like, oh, that's probably why he has the glove on, but it doesn't look like it. The glove is a little short, unless it was just a little tiny cast. Just a lot of decisions in that part of the film where I was like, okay, we can move this along a little bit quicker. But the chase scenes with the cars are probably, to me, the coolest thing in the movie.
The cars are awesome.
They're really
Those cop
cool.
cars are fucking cool.
Yeah, yeah. And who thought to put a goddamn scoop on the front of those things? It's awesome. It's awesome.
Moves, yeah.
Cars should
No,
have
was-
that. Cars should have that. It kind of reminded me of like Out Cold. They put the plow on the front of
The Charger.
the Charger. Yeah.
Yep.
It kind of reminded me of that. But if you were in that world, that's what you'd want.
Yeah,
Get the fuck out of the
yeah,
way.
you don't need a push bar. You need
No.
a freaking...
Yeah. You don't want a bumper.
plow.
You want a plow.
But not only that,
Get
it's
out
a
of
plow,
my
but
way.
it's a plow that also looks like you could just like shoot things over top of you.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Just
Get
drive
rid of it,
fast
get
enough
rid
and
of
throw
it.
it over top. You get rid of it. Keep going.
How come so many movies from this era have that weird outworld stuff? I mean, Outworld is Mortal Kombat, I think, right? But this, they drive the tunnel that's not finished, and they just end up out in the random desert out in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
Beetlejuice as well.
Yeah, the
Judge Dredd.
that was Neptune in Beetlejuice. Yeah. When they stepped out the door, they were in Neptune.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Neptune.
Yeah, you are absolutely correct. The writer had said initially it was supposed to be a golf course. Like it was like one big sand trap that was a golf course. That was the joke. But then it devolves into, I think what it is cost. Honestly, I think you put a barrier around the city, then you understand that you're trapped. Mm-hmm. It's a very visual way of showing that you're trapped. And it's a very inexpensive way of visually showing that you're trapped.
Mm-hmm. Well, with that movie, too, it really made it seem how limited they were in that universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is stupid.
It is, but at the same time...
a whole parallel universe where dinosaurs rule this one city.
But that's why Koopa was so obsessed with merging the world.
That's why Koopa wanted to come over to our side to take over.
He's like, we want all this stuff that the mammals have.
Yep. I'm sick of this tiny one little city. Let's take it all over.
I actually think that's a pretty good joke that fails as well. Him with the globe with just the city, one city on the globe.
One little city on it.
Forgot about that.
It's a pretty good joke that they do not stick the landing on at all, because I was like, okay, I get the premise. The premise is great. Yep. He spins it and it just goes around and goes back.
The mammals have all this.
What piddly little. Dennis Hopper, fantastic. His costumes are fantastic. He actually took them home afterwards. He declared that I shall be having these, and then was caught at least a couple times wearing them. The costume designer, I believe it was, I heard him say that he went to an event at one point and there was Dennis Hopper in the leather.
Nice.
He just liked it. He liked it. And people are, what are you doing?
I'm being Dennis Hopper.
Put his arms up. Don't you recognize me? The hair. Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't like.
Didn't like. Well, so you got to understand. These guys are coming from Max Headroom. The whole reason they got this gig was they were the creators of Max Headroom.
That's
Koopa feels very Max Headroom.
Yeah.
And you didn't like the hair, though? You didn't? I thought it was kind of nice. It's a little reptilian. Toad's got the swirl.
Right.
He's got the spikes.
I didn't like Toad's hair either. No.
Well, okay. We're almost out of time. So I know you two would like to talk about Toad.
I mean... not necessarily Toad, but Mojo Nixon.
Well, yeah, great musician. Yeah,
what a casting excellence! So good
for what amounts to be a throwaway role in terms of what he plays, because Toad becomes a Goomba for most of the film,
but then saves the day.
He does, but he also, the casting of Mojo Nixon.
Oh, right,
is for
just the fact that
5 seconds.
It just goes to the production of this, like
Yeah, where he can nail such great lines as "Koopa, you're a bad leader." So I didn't realize. Obviously, when I was a kid, I don't know who Mojo Nixon is, but I heard a song from Mojo Nixon a couple years ago that is on many of my playlists now, called "Tie My Pecker to My Leg."
Yeah, you sent that to me.
And the first time I heard that song, I fucking burst out laughing. Because he's got a line in that song where he goes, "Well, my gal's so fine, wanna suck her daddy's dick."
What? He was a talented musician.
That's one of my favorite lines in any song ever. My gal's so fine, I wanna suck her daddy's dick.
Oh, no. Oh, wow.
I need a woman 6'10". She gotta be that big so Mojo can get it all in.
Mojo, my pecker to my leg.
God rest his soul. 2024, Mojo Nixon.
Mojo Nixon. Well, we got to wrap this episode up, folks. It's an interesting movie. It is a movie that really fell apart for mostly the reasons that films fall apart. You brought in directors. You didn't stick to their vision. You brought in writers. You didn't stick to their vision. I think my favorite part of this is that the writers come in, they write it, they were having to deliver 30 pages at a time, which is like the worst possible way to write something, because you can't like correct.
Right.
Like, oh,
let's go back and change this so it fits.
So it fits. And then one guy said, they just very politely one day came and said, "How quickly can you be gone?"
Sure would be nice if we could be better strangers.
He says it was just so polite. It was the politest way that you've ever been escorted out of an area. But then they bring them back,
right?
Because they run out of money, and they get to the point where they're instructed to remove anything you possibly can to make this less expensive. And that ended up with what I think is my favorite tale of this movie, is that they went in and they changed one of Dennis Hopper's monologues and just removed like a couple sentences or something. And he absolutely lost his mind. And he went and made someone get a dictionary and then made Parker Bennett, the writer, read the definition of the word actor.
He truly is evil.
Wow. Okay.
And then cooled down and everything was good after that. And Reddit has written, however, he had to get that out quick and just absolutely lose his mind for a second. But they were doing that much where it was removing anything they could to just save from the budget. And it shows.
Were they paying him by the word? Like, how are you saving budget just by rewriting the...
Well, you don't have to do those things in the movie if it's not in the script.
Oh, quickening things up. Yeah. What can we get rid of? If he mentions this, you know,
we've got to do it.
We've got to
show it.
You got to show it. So, and there was just little things in terms of the dialogue, but bigger things in terms of like, okay, we've got to remove sections that have the CGI that we're going to need or whatever it is. And then again, like I said, going back and adding in more to the beginning in terms of being in Brooklyn. And then the worst culprit of all is going back and adding that intro that's like, let me explain the movie you're about to watch. Mm-hmm. And not well.
No.
Actually, I take that back. I kind of like that it's like very, you do set a good tone, but at least do like pay some money to have it look good. Right?
No, it was supposed to look. It was supposed to look like NES graphics.
It didn't look like
or do it in 8-bit.
Well, that's just it. Make it look like Mario. Don't make it look like.
Yeah, they try to set the tone with that open. Yeah.
Let's wrap it up, folks. Let's get your final take on the film.
I love this movie.
Okay.
I would probably watch it every couple of years. So at the end of the movie, in the credit roll, there was something that popped up that said under the, it was a special thanks credit given to something called Netranderman, and then : Pixar.
Oh.
So I Googled it, and it says Netranderman Pixar refers to a special thanks credit given to Pixar and Troublemaker visual effects in the 1993 live-action Super Mario Brothers film. Credit appears to be for technical support or rendering services provided during production of this early visual effects heavy movie.
Sure.
So I imagine when Mario is going through the portal or whatever, flying through the lawnmower man crap, that was very, very early Pixar.
Sure. Could very well have been, Or at least they used their computers to render out the scene.
But it was also Pixar is known for creating the industry standard RenderMan software used for rendering 3D imagery. So this says Netranderman. I'm pretty sure that's just it was supposed to say RenderMan, but it's Netranderman.
That's funny.
From Pixar. So they just even in the credits they give them a special thanks but spell their thing wrong.
That's great. Yeah, this film is very interesting because they brought everything in-house. Instead of using Industrial Light and Magic, they just brought everybody in-house, and they had in this gigantic cement factory, you had your offices, and you're working on this, and you're working on this, and then somehow it does blend together pretty well. Yeah. I will hand that to them.
Worked.
It is pretty cohesive.
It looked good.
In terms of a visual look to it, which says a lot. All right, folks, that is it for Mario movie. I think we'd all agree that it's okay. It's okay.
It's a fine little movie with very minimal Mario content.
It's a movie I have now seen.
I do have to say that still to this day on the Mario Brothers Wikipedia page, it says that the script is written by George Carlin.
What?
That is not true.
No.
But also in the IMDb cast list, uncredited, George Carlin.
Crazy.
As Man on Street.
On
So he just walks by at some point.
Walking by in Brooklyn.
I scoured every fucking inch of
Interesting.
every picture.
Could not find him.
I could not find him. So if somebody can find George Carlin in the Super Mario Brothers movie from 1993, you'll be the only person that can actually point it out to anybody.
There's a fan challenge.
There we go. Interesting. I love it. Jesse, final take.
Absolutely love it. Big part of my childhood in 93. That movie got thwomped. Jurassic Park came out 2 weeks after that movie.
I didn't know that. I did not know
2
that.
weeks.
That's
so all that production hell for the first big video game movie. And then Jurassic Park comes out literally 2 weeks later.
That one I saw in the theaters.
A dinosaur film to end your dinosaur film. All right, folks, we will be back next week with 1984. We'll be doing the pop culture part of our show, and then we will be back with 2 movie episodes on 1984 following that. First, we will do our staff picks, and then we will come back with the fan picks as well. So there'll be a lot of movies for us to watch, a lot of content in the next couple of weeks, but I think it'll be fun. This is going to be a lot of fun for those ones.
Hell yes.
So yeah, I'm going to say real quick, I do like this movie. I don't think it's a very good movie. I think there are, the concept is actually kind of cool. The execution is okay.
Yeah.
But it falls.
It was ambitious.
It's ambitious, but it falls the exact same way that movies fall, right? Too many people with too many ideas and not enough money to actually make it happen. And in the end, you just end up with a jumbled mess of what can we put together and
called it Super Mario Bros.
And with that, we're done.
Also, I watch a lot of YouTube videos of people breaking down the movie. And like every single one took a shot at John Leguizamo and The Pest.
Okay.
And I will not stand for it.
No, I won't either.
Every single video I watch of people breaking down the Mario Brothers movie talk shit about The Pest.
No, you cannot.
No, you-
I
yeah,
will
you're not.
I will take a shot at John Leguizamo now.
Sure.
But John Leguizamo in The Pest? What are you talking about? And combo those two together.
Right.
And sandwich in some of his very fine work in between.
Spawn.
Super fast before we go, you want to know my favorite fun fact of this movie? So there were the 2 writers that are there's actually, I think there's 3 writers that are credited with the film, but 2 of them, and I just exited out, 2 of them again being Parker Bennett and Terry Runty, who were a writing duo. Terry actually ends up murdered 2 years later.
What the?
He went to Jamaica to research doing another writing project, was at the bar, met a couple of teachers from what I heard, and took them to wherever they were out in the outskirts. Someone followed him, beat the shit out of him, stole his money, and murdered him. And they never found the body.
Never. How do you know he was murdered?
So
they're eating the cat.
they supposedly threw his body into the ocean at a certain spot. Sharks ate him, whatever happened. There was enough evidence to get a conviction.
Oh.
So there was a conviction of his murder, but they never found the body.
Wow.
So that's wild.
That is a fun fact.
That is, well.
Very fun.
Yes. Hilarious.
Not so much for me, but.
It reminds me of one of my favorite pictures on the internet. It's like a red carpet thing, and it's got Michael J. Fox, and a little on the bottom, it just says, "Fun fact, Michael J. Fox was diagnosed with Parkinson's this year." Like, wow, that is a fun fact.
It's like a VHS.
It's not fun for him.
one of those VHS bubbles that pop up.
Right. Yeah, 100%. This is fun fact. Diseased.